Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Life with Tish. Today I'm going to be very vulnerable with this video in regards to my debt confession. I promised you guys that I was going to show you what I owe and see if I can come up with a game plan on figuring everything out. Most of you already know that I currently have a master's in forensic psychology. I'm a mom and I'm currently on this journey of becoming financially free after years of struggle. I mean, years of struggle before my son got here and currently. And once I open this book, I'm going to give you a breakdown of everything that I owe, every category. So let's get started. Okay, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna show you guys. So currently, right now, my current debt, let me see if I can zoom in for y'all so y'all can see. My current debt is $178,052.81. That's a combination of credit cards, collections, even SNAP benefits, dental, an old phone bill, pay advance apps, and a little bit of everything. When I wrote these numbers down, right after I wrote them, I automatically started tackling my debt because I just wanted to really get a head start. The reason these numbers are the way they are is because I've been trying to support me, trying to support my son. As y'all can see, I have impulse spending whenever I go through emotions. Is either two things that I do. I either eat a lot or I spend money that I don't have. So pretty much a lot of this stuff was just just things that I did, like I said, to get by, and then some things was just out of my hand. Like, I could give you an example of one bill that is out of my hand, and that is the SNAP benefit. When my son first started eating table food, I applied. I didn't have the salary that I have now because after I applied for SNAP benefits, I had got 3 increases in my salary. What's the thing called COLA? Yeah, COLA. So they increased my salary 3 times based on the economy. So when it came time for me to renew my SNAP benefits, of course, they said I'm above the limit. And also when I submitted my information, they requested that I pay for the amount that they gave me in SNAP benefits. So it's nothing I can do about it. I have to pay it back. I guess that's whatever policy they have when it comes to HRA benefits. Another large debt is my student loans. Obviously, when you go further into your career, if you can't pay for everything out of pocket, you sometimes have to rely on student loans. Anything else like credit card, that's on me. Collection agencies, obviously I can't pay, so it goes to a collection agency. Old T-Mobile bills and pay what's it called? Pay advance. It just stuff that I did to myself. The dental one is current. It just came. That's the one I was waiting for to add to the list. And this one is currently for my son's procedure, and that was the balance of the $7,000 and some change. So I'm going to show you guys a breakdown on how I plan to tackle my debt, and then we're just going to go through that. So I came up with this mini game plan because every time bills was coming in the mail, I started feeling claustrophobic, like I can't breathe, like I was doing everything I can to get by, to try to I know you guys heard me say on numerous occasions, there's always something, always an emergency popping up. And it's like I'll save my money and then boom, my emergency pop up. And as I'm tending to this emergency, I still have to look at my debt because I'm looking at these piles and piles of bills of collection agencies, credit card. I don't have no credit cards right now. I don't have any credit cards right now. I still have the option of getting a credit card to help me build my credit. But how I'm feeling right now, I know in my heart that I can't have a credit card. I really can't have a credit card. Not right now. I know my spending. I know my impulses. I know what triggers them. I know that having a credit card right now is not beneficial to me. Probably later on, once I really grasp the reason why I do the things I do, or just wipe out my debt, maybe I can get one credit card. I don't know, but right now I have no credit card, and I'm okay with not having a credit card. And I feel like, like I said, the credit card is just that's something I have to think about later on down the line. So let me show you guys my little plan, my emergency savings plus my debt snowball plan, like how I plan to tackle or have been tackling my debt. So step one, I've been focusing on building my emergency savings. Like right now, my emergency savings is wiped out. I think I have like $90 left in my emergency savings. My goal is to at least get to 500. To get to 500 and cut back on Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, like, because let's be realistic, those things do add up. Like, if I really want to tally everything, I think it adds up to like $100 a month, and those two stores combined. So my intention is to skip Dunkin' and Starbucks, which will leave me a little bit of cash extra to leave over, like left over, if I want to add it to my emergency fund, or if I want to add it to a debt. So step two, I tend to focus on my debts. I broke my debts up into low, medium, and large, like how I plan to like really tackle it. So within the next 2 months, I plan on focusing all my lower debts, which is like considered easy wins for me because the numbers are so low. The only reason I added dental to my low balance easy win is only because the way my son dentist works, I have to create a payment plan, and they only do payment plans of 3 months. So this dental plan, which is going to take up majority of my checks in the next upcoming 3 months, which is very stressful to me at this moment because I still got my son's tuition to pay for. Like, we can't forget the tuition, and we can't forget that he still needs stuff in the house. I can't forget every other bill that I have, like my life insurance, my food, because I don't get benefits. Remember, I gotta pay the benefits back. I have to pay out of pocket for food. I gotta pay for necessities within the home, and then my son's school clothes. He's growing. He's in a current growth spurt to the point where, like, now when I purchase clothes, I have to purchase 2 sizes, like 2 of each size, because I don't know where he's going to be at in his weight. So, but needless to say, the dental one had to be scheduled, and it had to be in the in my low balance. So $3,891 divided by 3 came out to $1,297 that I gotta pay for the next 3 months. So that's the only reason that ends up in there. So, like I said, when I created this thing, I had already started tackling. So I tackled the first payout. I tackled that amount that I owed them, which was $62. And then I paid a balance that I had at my dental clinic was like close to $80. So I knocked those things out. My next one is the medium level collections. These are all collection agencies that I owe money to. Capital One, they're working with me. They haven't reached the collection agency. I still can't get to them. But these are all my collection agencies that I will focus on after I finish the low balances, the easy wins. This is the next one that I'll work on, which is I owe Uber, a Macy's, I think it's Macy's. It was a shoe company credit card. 3 Capital Ones. MCM is a collection agency. Merrick is a collection agency, and LVNV are the same collection agency but 2 different bills. I think they were 2 credit card bills, if I'm not mistaken. My large debt is the SNAP benefits that I owe, the Fordham University, because I had took 2 classes, 2 master classes with them, and I was out of pocket. I didn't get financial aid for them. I hope it's not blurry. I hope you can see it. I didn't get financial aid for them. Those were out of pocket, and I it was larger than that, but I had to stop. As you know, time went on, I had to stop. Then I have my student loan, which is the biggest 6-figure amount. When it comes to the large debts, when I'm able to get to them, I can go to HRA and see if they will agree to do a payment plan with me. Majority of the time, from what I learned, they will agree to do a payment plan with you. But I feel like after I pay the dental, I can do that. I can't do it right away. Fordham University, same thing. I can contact them and see if I can make a payment plan with them. Student loan debt, that is not considered major at the moment because one, my payments are not due until December, and then they have programs where you can pay based on your salary. So student loans often will work with you with the different type of programs that they created. So that was my debt. This little page right here was just a little checklist that I created for myself because I have to acknowledge that I am a single mother. I'm doing everything on my own financially. I don't get help from family. I don't get help from my son's other side of the family. The help I get from my mother is she's able to watch my son when I need her to for me to go to work. And she's able to pick him up from school. But financially, I do everything. But I tell my mother I appreciate her and I'm grateful for her to at least do that part. At least do that for me because sometimes it can be difficult for her. So I created this little checklist for myself and I titled it Single Mom Road to Financial Freedom Checklist. Checklist, because there are certain things that I want to make sure I'm hitting like all of the points, and if there's anything extra I need to put in my list, I will put it in my list. So like I have things like create a monthly budget. For me, I don't create monthly budgets because every month my expenses changes. Like the main fixed bills are always the same, but like other stuff like I don't even know how to explain it, but like there's always something. That's the only way I can explain it. There's always something. Yes.
That room was dark.
It's dark. Hold on, you guys. Okay. So there's things like create a monthly budget. The room got dark, so my son wanted me to turn the light on. Cut out unnecessary expenses. That would be for me for like subscriptions, certain subscriptions that I know I'm not going to use. Etsy. Let's just say what it is. Etsy. Unnecessary, because like I don't need to be buying any more stuff from Etsy. Well, I'm lying because in the winter time there is this black owned shop that I do purchase from because she has a lot of winter products that works for me during the winter time because my skin is a battle with my skin in the winter time, so I always purchase items for her. So it's just, I don't know, I think when it comes to her I'll just budget it in so it won't be like unnecessary, it won't be considered unnecessary expense. Anyway, build an emergency fund, pay off high interest debts, negotiate lower interest rates where it's possible. Pay all bills on time, then build a better, a protected credit. Let's go down. Purchase affordable term life insurance. I'm pretty okay with my insurance. Open a retirement fund. I have one. Maintain health insurance coverage. I just recently renewed my benefits, and it's changing. It's a different one now because I added the health savings account. Teach my son about basic money skills, which is a plus because right now my son currently is saving his own coin in his piggy bank. He gotta clean it though. So like whenever he see me have like coins left over for when I go food shopping, he takes those quarters or coins, whatever, and put it in his piggy bank. So I had start teaching him stuff like that. Opening up savings accounts. So like my list is pretty in depth, and I'm just going to check off as I'm going through my journey. Just check off everything. I even created a list of single mom moving to another state checklist because once I finish my debt, my next goal is to move out of New York. I don't want to live in New York no more. I want to live in New York, but I just don't want to live in the inner city. I have numerous conversations with people in my personal life, and everyone knows how strongly I feel about this. I never wanted to raise my son in the inner city. Then we're gonna leave it at that. So like once I finish my debt and finish paying off my debt, then I would transition to my next checklist and do everything that it entails with this checklist. So yes, my son wrote, "I love mommy. I love you, mommy." That's too cute. So that was my video. That was my debt confession. It's kind of scary, letting everyone know of how much you owe in debt. And I know I'm not the first one that's going to be in debt, and I know I'm not going to be the last one in debt. But it's a vulnerable space because you're letting people know like how you got there. I only have one income right now, so I'm going to do my best to pay off everything. I have been considering side hustles, but I also have been considering changing employment anyway, because now that I got a master's, I am seeking more. I am seeking higher positions that pays more and allows me to demonstrate my knowledge that I've learned over the years. I was talking to one of my friends, and I was explaining to him, like, I looked at my resume and saw that I have so much experience in so many aspects, like so many areas. Like I got experience in legal, I got experience in child welfare, I got experience with mental health, I got experience in the courtroom. Well, that's legal too, but I got so much experience that I feel like I'm capable of really applying all the knowledge that I learned over years into something more and demonstrate that I'm able to be one of the top dogs, for lack of better terms. So, for anyone that's watching and thinking about their own debt, just know that your debt do not define you. Your debt is not saying that you're lazy or that you're a failure. Your debt is pretty much saying that you're a human. You have certain flaws that you are willing to work on, and finding the root of these decisions that you're making. That's it. That's all your debt is saying. There's always a way out, even if you have to move slow and steady. And that's what I've been telling myself, that I'm just going to take my time and do the best that I can, and with what I got. And I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I am not stressing over what I cannot control. I can only control what I am able to do. And I feel like the only reason I'm at peace with my debt, and I'm at peace with some of the current stresses that's going on, is because we have no control over certain things. We just don't. And we could and if we want to be technical, let's think about the Trump administration. That's one stressor right there that we have no control over it. So we only can do what we can with what we got, and we got to just, keep it pushing. So I'm going to do it the best I can. That's all I'm going to do. So if you're interested in following my debt payoff journey, I'll be sharing monthly updates, the challenges that I'm having, and probably like some of my budgeting, so I can show you guys like how my budgeting really does change with each check. So I can't do monthly, I only could do bi-weekly budgeting. So please subscribe and let's grow together. Bye.